What's this world coming to, guys? What is this world coming to? I don't understand it. Are we going to learn? I don't think so. The great lesson is, when are we going to stop doing this to each other? Hey YouTubers, this is KingLake86, aka Raymond. Last night when I did my stream, one of the guys actually says I should do a reaction video about Alton Sterling. I hope I said that right. If I don't, I'm sorry. Alton Sterling was a black man who just got shot by a white cop. I just saw the most gruesome video ever. Actually that was the second one. My cousin on my dad's side of the family actually showed me a video about they captured a guy who was accused of murder, and they had the arrest warrant. They had the murder weapon. But as soon as they left him alone, you know what the guy did? He looked around, nobody's here. He grabbed a gun and just you can see blood coming out of him. It was real. My family member was a cop. In my dad's side of the family, my family were all cops, and they were well known in some part of California. But let's get back to Sterling here. It sucks. It really sucks knowing the fact that things like this happened. Now guys, on my phone, I have compiled some of the lists of some of the people, some black guys that were actually shot and killed back in 2014, which people would call it the year of police brutality. But I read a lot about Sterling here. This guy was actually selling CDs, and he was pointing a gun at people. And it says here that the homeless guy actually made a phone call saying that this guy had a gun, and they took him down. But why does everybody have to involve the race card? I don't understand that. Martin Luther King once said, "Judge me as a person, not as a color." So, the thing is, guys, I'm not sticking up for the police officers. I'm not sticking up for Sterling. The fact of the matter is, guys, that he had a gun. And in the cop's mind, is he going to use it on us? Or, and Sterling would say, am I going to use it to protect myself because of what's going on with this picture? But look, cops learn one thing, and this is what my family member says: either kill or be killed. This is coming from an uncle who is over 70 years old. On my dad's side, let you guys know. And he said he had a lot of guns pulled on him one time, and he was scared. He was scared that he wasn't going to see his family, he wasn't going to see his friends. He's not going to see his kids grow up to be adults. So the fact of the matter was that he did what he had to do in order to survive. All I know is, guys, that it was sad to see this guy was pinned down on the ground and the cops actually shot him, and those cops looked like they couldn't believe what they've done. If there was another way, there would have been. But people make stupid mistakes. But why would a guy that's selling CDs have a gun in his possession anyway? Cops are allowed to have guns, but why do people have to have guns in their pockets or on themselves? I don't understand that. You guys may disagree with me on this, but this is my opinion. You guys see all my other videos that I've done. I did about Michael Brown, I did about police brutality. This was back in later 2014 on my videos. If you guys ever get a chance, type that in, you'll see. Now, police brutality actually in some people's words, started with Michael Brown. Now, you guys know who Michael Brown is. Michael Brown was an 18-year-old adult. As you guys know that when you're over 18, well, in some states, when you're over 18, you're an adult. When you're over 16, you're an adult, and so on and so forth. So, he graduated high school. He was ready to take on the world. And then he got killed by a police officer. People say that he had his hands up and everything. But witnesses say, like I said, witnesses have said that Michael Brown actually lunged at the cop to try to take the gun away. That's how he got shot. And also, surveillance cameras actually shown that Michael Brown actually stole cigarettes and punched an employee at the store where he stole them. So everybody is judging about the fact that, oh, he killed him because he's black. No, it's not. Think about this, guys. Being in a cop's shoes. Here. You're standing there and saying, stop, is you stole something and I want you to give back what you've taken. And if the guy is not going to listen, taking out the gun, that's a whole different explanation right there. If this guy is not going to listen, use force, because if you're going to let this guy get away with stealing, you're pointing a gun at him. And what would possess somebody to try to take the gun away from a cop? Why? If you think the cop's not going to shoot you, the only reason that they're going to shoot you is if they think you're dangerous, or if they're not going to shoot you just because you're black or not. They're there because it's for their protection. And as for Michael Brown, witnesses say that he actually saw him lunge at the cop to try to take that gun away. So why would you try to take the gun away from a cop anyway? Why? I don't know. Or how about Trayvon Martin? I think that's his name. Yeah, Trayvon Martin. This was the kid who got shot by a cop on the BART station. I think that was him. Whoop! I just dropped my phone. Now, let's see about this one. I'll save this one for later. Let's see. Yep, got that one. Trayvon Martin. Here we are. Oh, this is the Trayvon Martin. This is a different kid who was shot by George Zimmerman. Now, in George Zimmerman's opinion, this is a different kid from another one. This is back in 2012, guys. So, what happened was George Zimmerman shot Trayvon, and because in his words, he said that Trayvon was breaking into his car and trying to take the car away from him, and these guys were wrestling against each other. So, George did the unthinkable by shooting the kid, and now they're saying that he shouldn't have done that because he was black and everything. But this is what I don't get, because think about this. This guy's car was getting stolen by this kid, and these guys were actually wrestling each other. Wrestling. And and also when he went to the doctors, there were scratch marks right here by Trayvon Martin. They said that wasn't his nails. That wasn't his nails. So I guess when they examined his body, they found out they had his blood on it. So when he shot him, the mom and dad were actually upset. They said that he can't get mad at George Zimmerman for what he's done, because he actually did what he had to do. He said that there's only 3 people. She said this on the news. There's only 3 people who knows what happened that night: George, Trayvon, and God. Because, mind you, there was no surveillance cameras, so it's like a he said thing. Although, following one person, that's just sad knowing the fact that this kid. Look, we don't know this. We're just following what this guy says, and they're saying that it's racist that a black guy was killed. But here's the thing, guys. George Zimmerman was actually a white and a Mexican guy. He was Mexican. So how is it racist that a Mexican kills a black guy? I don't know. That's the thing. Now, I just looked on my phone. The person I was talking about on the BART station, that was Oscar Grant. Now, Oscar Grant was killed by a police officer when the cop supposedly thought he pulled out a taser, but instead it was a gun and he shot him. But earlier, there was witnesses saying that Oscar Grant and his friends were all being rude and disobedient and also very violent. They were saying bad words, saying all these things. But you know, one thing about it is that he got justice. The cop actually did serve time in jail. But as for Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman was found not guilty. But 1 year later, he was found guilty for another reason, because he was being violent to his wife. They say I just don't understand why people are out there doing rallies to say Black Lives Matter. Not only Black Lives Matter, everybody else's lives matter, not just one certain race. And I highly doubt that people are hunting them down. One person actually says that we're being hunted and they're killing us one by one. It's like, really? Do you think that a cop just wakes up in the morning and says, it's time for me to go kill someone. Okay, here I go. No. You know, hate is one thing. I just don't understand how people are able to let their hate get the better of them. You know what I mean? It's just, that's the one thing about this. I just don't get how people would say that it's racist that they're doing this. You want to know how to stop racism, guys? In the words of Morgan Freeman, when he did an interview with Mike Wallace, when he talked to him and said, do you like Black History Month? Morgan Freeman said, no, I think it's ridiculous. He said, why should I base my whole history in 1 month? I find it ridiculous. And he says, how do you think we're going to stop racism? You want to know what Morgan Freeman said? Stop talking about it. Just stop talking about it. Is I'm going to stop calling you a white man, and you're going to stop calling me a black man. You know me as Morgan Freeman, and I know you as Mike Wallace. So guys, that is the one thing right there. It shows that don't let your hatred, or don't throw out the race card saying that, oh, we have the right to say that because that's what we're seeing. It's called scotoma, guys. The mind sees what it chooses to see. All I know is that in this world, it's just, this world is getting dangerous out there, and it's just sad. Martin Luther King also says right here, I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. Martin Luther King says that. Or how about this? He also said, we must live together as brothers or perish together as fools. One has a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Now, this man actually has great philosophy. I watched the biography movie about him when I was a kid. Also, I saw the new movie Selma. I hate seeing how racism does that to everybody. People hate what's different. You know, it's funny. I'm surprised that we let dogs sleep in our house because they're different. I mean, they're animals. That makes us different. But when it comes to racism, that's one thing I don't like. I've always hated that. I just don't understand why people would treat each other differently that way. We both have different colors. We may be brown, we might be dark, we might be white, Mexican, you name it. But the one thing that we all have in common, we both bleed the same color. We bleed the same color. This racism thing's getting old, guys. It really is getting old. People out there actually say that racism is a bad thing, and also a lot of people say it's a good thing. Because they say that we hate what's different. I mean, what the hell? If you don't like it, just don't talk to them. Why have all this hatred against all all these people that are different. If you don't like them, if you don't like them because they're different, just don't talk to them. Ignore them. Do that. But don't go out there just killing people just because you think that it's the right thing to do. It's not the right thing to do. Now, I have a list of all the other people that were shot and killed by police officers that year of 2014. Eric Garner. Eric Garner was a 43-year-old guy who was a father of 6. He was confronted by the New York City police officers by allegedly selling untaxed cigarettes. Now, when he was resisting arrest, one of the officers actually got him on a chokehold, which you can't do that. Cops actually can't do that. It was banned since 1993 from the look of it. You could hear him say, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe," and then we found out that they said that he was killed. It was a homicide. He said that his neck compression was from the chokehold killed him, but they weren't. But they did not. The cops were not actually charged with that because it was found to be justifiable because they found out that the guy was actually resisting arrest. Now, why would you resist arrest? Now, guys, that part when he was selling untaxed cigarettes, you got to have a permit in order to sell cigarettes outside of the store. You can't just go out there and say, "Oh, you want to buy cigarettes? Oh, you want to buy cigarettes?" You need a license to do that. You can't just freely do it. You can't do that. Look, I understand that he has a father of 6, but you're actually teaching your kids saying that, yeah, you can go sell things outside without a permit. You can do all that. But it's just, that part when he got him in the chokehold, that cop had no right to do that. But I actually looked up on Wikipedia about this guy. This guy had a record for assault, resisting arrest, and everything. So, why resist arrest? Why would you want to resist arrest if you're not doing anything wrong? Why can't you just follow orders? But for them to choke the guy, which in New York you can't do that, that's terrible. That was terrible. Now, let's take a look at another guy. August 5th, John Crawford from Ohio. 2 cops received a 911 call that there was a guy waving a gun at customers inside a Walmart. So, when the cops told him to put the gun down, he disregarded their orders, and they shot him. Now, it says right here that they found out that the gun that he was waving was actually a BB gun. And it says here that he got it from the store shelf inside Walmart. Now, the cops had no choice. What if that gun was loaded? He would have killed anybody. And also, why would a guy inside a Walmart was pointing a gun at these people, at everybody in the customer? I bet there was children in there. That was wrong. Now they're saying that they want answers. They want answers about this guy about why the cops shot him. Oh, there was surveillance. They had surveillance of him pulling that gun, taking the gun out of the package, and he was pointing it at people. Why would you point a gun at people? Despite the fact it was a BB gun, but that's wrong. The cops believed that was a real gun. The cops are there to protect people. And this guy was pointing, even though it was a BB gun, it doesn't make a difference. The cops didn't know it was real, that it was not real. They believe it's real. So they had to do what's necessary to shoot him, because there's people everywhere. And he would have killed all those people. Why point it? It was like, ha 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 ha, I'm pointing a gun at you guys. It's like, why do that? Why do that? It's just, I just don't get that. I really don't. All I know, guys, is that why would you kill, why would people wave a gun at, why would you wave a gun at people's faces thinking that it was It was. Why do you think? Why you think you look cool by just pointing a gun at people and saying, "Ha ha ha, there you go, ha ha ha." But now there's another one right here. There was another one. I forgot what the kid's name was. There was actually a 13-year-old boy who he was holding a gun. I forgot what that kid's name was. But hey, give me a minute, guys. I'll look that up. I want to make this very accurate. Okay, guys, I found who it was. His name was Tamir Rice. Tamir Rice. Now, this guy bought a BB gun. He decided to take it out. And he was in a park. He took it out and held it in his hand. Now, mind you guys, a BB gun has like an orange cover or a yellow cover in front of the hole of the gun to make it look like it's fake. But he decided to just pulled it off. Took it off, and he was like waving it, was pointing at people, like acting all cool, and just doing this. Now, an unknown citizen that was walking down the street, he saw that there was a kid was pointing a gun at people. He called the cops. Now right there, the cops had no idea that was. They said that when you arrive at a situation, you see someone holding a gun. You don't think twice to thinking that, is that gun real or is that fake? I don't know. But then when the kid was not obeying the cops' orders by putting the gun down, he didn't put it down, they shot him. And then they later find out that the gun was fake. But the thing was, why would you take a gun out of a box, a BB gun out of the box, take that little tab off from the front of it, and just like doing this, pointing at him, like acting all tough and everything, because you have a gun. On some merchandise of BB guns, they actually have a thing that says, "Warning: do not bring it outside, like in a park, out front, anywhere, because they'll be mistaken as guns, real life guns." It says it on all those packages. But did that guy read it? I don't think so. So, that's what happens. It's just, I don't understand this. There was one incident, Freddie Gray, if I remember right, yeah, he was shot by a cop. The cops were in the wrong that time, and they had a funeral. But guess what? What everyone in the funeral did after that? They started to terrorize towns, vandalizing buildings, destroying cars, and even on Black Friday, after Thanksgiving was done. This was a week before when Freddie Gray's funeral happened. Everyone that was doing the Black Friday shopping, they terrorized everybody in that store. It was a Target, I believe. A Target or a Best Buy, I'm not sure. They terrorized all those people in there. They beat them up. Most of them were bloody. Some of them were injured badly. They said they had the right to do it because a black guy was killed by a white cop. That doesn't give you the right to do all that stuff when things happen that way. What did those people do to you guys to make you vandalize their cars, spray paint their stores, destroying glasses, everything? They had no right to do that. You guys were supposed to mourn for this guy. And they said that we're going to avenge him by terrorizing the city by doing all that. It's ridiculous, guys. It is ridiculous. Judge me as a person, but not as a color. That's what Martin Luther King once said. Love can help you with anything. Do not hate, because it's too great burden to bear. You can hate all you want, but what are you getting out of it? You're just making yourself feel better. You're not doing it for those guys that got killed by cops. You're doing it because you think you have the right to do it. Because you're that color, you could say, I could do what I want because I'm the color. I'm going to do it. I'm sure all those people don't even know who he was. When they hear something that he was killed by a white cop, bam, you can hate now. But I found one story that was very interesting. Very interesting. When a white teenager was killed by a black cop, guess what? No rallies, no terrorizing, no destruction in cities. Nothing. But when it comes to a black guy being killed by a white cop, all hell breaks loose. So how is it that it's okay that if a black cop kills a white teenager, but when a black teenager gets killed by a white cop, all hell breaks loose? I don't understand that. I bet you don't sit there and say, oh, that happened, oh, that doesn't bother me. And then when you see something the opposite way, it's like, oh, I can't believe they did that. That's wrong. That is wrong. No, you hate because you choose to hate because you think you have the right to do that because someone in your colors actually has injustice. I see a lot of that. I just don't understand how people have all this hate about whites and blacks and all that other stuff. It's just, what are you really mad at? That person's gone. It's sad. Instead of being hateful, be sad that they're gone. Don't hate. Hate's not going to get you anything. You want to know something? I was upset. I was mad that my aunt's boyfriend killed himself a week after Christmas. This was back in 2015, guys. No, 2014. Take that back. I was at work. My mom and dad went somewhere. My brother and his wife went somewhere too. So, what happened was, I guess he had like a letdown in his life. He feels like he wasn't going anywhere. He went to our houses to see if we can talk him out of it. I wasn't there because I was at work. I was working until 11:30. The thing was, I feel like, man, if I wasn't at work, if I was there, I would have talked to him. But the day on that Christmas day, he said that he was upset because he didn't get us anything for Christmas. I told him I don't care about all that stuff. I care about that I'm sharing it with you guys, with you and my aunt. I'm happy that you make my aunt happy, and I'm happy that you're in our family. I told him that. Christmas was on a Thursday, so next Thursday was the 31st. And he was gone that night. I didn't know that. I didn't know that until January 1st of 2015. When I got home from work, when I got up, I said to myself, boy, this is going to be a good day because I got a new job, a new year, everything's going to go my way. Then all of a sudden, ring, hello? Hi, son. Let you know, he's gone. And I said, okay. I love you, Dad. Bye. And I said to myself, shit. My whole year went down the drain. What good thing came out of it that year of 2015, guys? My nephew. My nephew was born February 1st. Everyone had a hole in their hearts knowing the fact that this guy was gone from our lives. My nephew made us happy again. Very happy. You guys have no idea how happy I am being an uncle. I really am. It's just, do I hate the fact that he did that? I do. But I shouldn't hate him for that. I'm just sad knowing the fact that he's gone. I mean, and my aunt has to wake up every morning alone. It's just, look, in this world, people make terrible choices. A lot of people. The cops, everyone that has guns on them for no reason. Oh, it's for protection. Who you're protecting, or are you just protecting yourself from whatever you think is a danger to you? Look, you guys may hate me on the fact that I always find a downside to all the stories saying that Michael Brown stole stuff, and there's witnesses saying that he jumped at the cop, tried to steal the gun away from him. That tells me right there that the cops had the right to do that because that's their life. And this guy, if they're going to try to steal a gun from you, I'm sure that they're going to shoot him. One guy actually said, one guy who thinks that police brutality is wrong, they put him in the cop's shoes, and they want him to see, like, what, how's he going to feel if the shoe was on the other foot. When he did that, he was scared. He was scared. When he tried to pull the gun away, tried to pull his gun out, and then see a guy, the cop actually pretended to be the teenager, and he was the guy who got shot by a cop. He said that police brutality is wrong, but when he did that, he was scared. The guy was like, "Oh my God, come on, no!" And then, bam! It was a paintball gun. And he said, "See? Think about that. Try being in our shoes, knowing the fact that we're trying to stop them, like trying to get their side, and they do shit like that by stealing our guns. It takes a second to kill someone, and a second to react. So it's either kill or be killed, guys. That's the thing. But what happened to Alton Sterling? It's sad. But for him to point a gun at somebody, I don't know why he did that, but he was selling CDs. A homeless guy saw him selling CDs, and he pulled a gun out at somebody. And he took it upon himself to call the cops of what was going on. Now, I'm sure everybody's going to blame that homeless guy because if he hadn't called the cops, he would still be alive today. No. The homeless guy did the right thing by doing that. Because if you see something wrong, I mean, if you see someone holding a gun and pointing at somebody, you should call the cops. Because think about this. If they kill someone, if you didn't do anything about it, it's going to haunt you for the rest of your life. I wouldn't want to go down that road on that part, guys, but it's sad that that happened. But let's just hope that nothing's going to go wrong. There's not going to be hatred out there, which I know there will be. But when are we going to stop doing this to each other? That's my closing words. When are we going to stop doing this to each other? Hurting each other. I don't know. You guys may hate me on this, but this is my opinion. Okay? I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more reactions and more gameplay. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. I'm sure some of you guys might not like it. You might dislike it because of what I just said. But, it's my opinion. When I look out there, when I look out in the world, I see possibilities. I see, like, I always say to myself that, well, this is America that we live in, where all men are created equal. But there's some people out there who don't believe that. I don't know if we're ever going to believe that's going to happen, but all this hate in the world, it's unhealthy for everybody. It's just going to make you more sadder and more miserable. That the only thing you're going to have in your heart is just hate, or no is hate. But that's just me. Well, guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget, like I always say, stay positive, guys.